Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is start your episode after your interview. After listening to my own advice from my last episode, Getting Clear for the New Year, I noticed that across all my channels, my top performing episode of all time, the one the most people are seeking out, is how to properly introduce your podcast guest. And I get it. This isn't easy because there are so many ways to do this. Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you how to get the template for the simplest way to introduce your guest in just a sec. And look, my episodes are only 5 minutes long. You can hang in there. It's coming. The reason so many podcasters get this wrong is that they're trying to introduce their guest before they've done the interview. I know what you're thinking. Hey, dum-dum. Oh, when am I supposed to introduce my guest? After the interview? Yes. The reason you do it after your interview is because you now have context. If you introduce your guest before the interview, a lot of the time, you haven't even fully realized what the interview is about, what the best takeaway is, how you're going to position the episode, and what is even relevant from your guest's bio. If you do your introduction after your interview, you can create a solid intro that's so much more interesting and enticing for your listener. You can explain exactly what's in it for them and why they should listen. Plus, it allows you to streamline your guest's bio without rattling off every book they've ever written, every appearance they've ever had, or diploma they've ever received. This is the getting to it a lot of podcasters have such a hard time with. So, how do you do it? How do you execute this? If you have guests on your show, here's how it's done. Think of your show as having 3 parts. There's a top and a tail. And in the middle is the body or the interview. The top of your episode might include your tease, your show intro, your hook, and your guest intro. The tail at the back end includes the takeaways, your call to action, and maybe your sign off. The body is your interview in the middle. Only after you've done your interview are you able to script a great top and tail. Only after you've done your interview do you have all the information to frame and position your episode to make it listener-centric. Recording your top and tail as part of the interview makes the episode about your guest. Crafting it after you've talked to your guest lets you reframe it, making it more about your listener. The way to do this is to record your top and tail after you record your interview. It's that simple. You're still going to do your research, plan your outline, come up with your questions, and record the interview. But immediately after you've recorded your guest is when you plan out your top and tail. Do it while it's fresh. What were the big takeaways? What problem did you solve? What resources or tools do you have to offer your listener? Now you have context. Crafting your top and tail after the interview will help you reinforce the value of your episode. A lot of my clients use this method because it makes things so much easier. But one of the biggest reasons a lot of them do it is because they avoid this awkwardness when recording an interview. I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, say you've got a big name on your show. You might feel a little intimidated. Unless you've been doing this for a long time or come from a broadcast background, there is a lot to think about when you're doing this live to tape or in the moment. What I mean is that you've got your guest sitting there on camera in front of you and you're trying to read their bio, pronounce their name right, correctly read the title of their book, all while they're staring at you waiting for their turn to talk. And if you're struggling at all, they might be thinking, whoa, what did I just sign up for? Who is this joker? What am I doing here? For some of you, it feels like a lot of pressure to perform. You can avoid all of that by recording your top and tail after your interview. Just tell them you'll be recording your top and tail after, and let's get into it. They'll appreciate it. Another great benefit to recording just the interview on its own is that you can cut to wherever you want and make that the beginning of your interview. You can lose all the bullshit at the beginning, like when you asked your guest, "Oh, did I get that right? Is that how to pronounce your name?" Oh, that's a good one. And is that the right title? Are you still with that? Okay, great. You're still with, okay, good. Oh yeah, no, just checking. Yeah, great. Oh, thanks. Oh, and thank you for that great introduction. I appreciate that. That's very much. Oh, well, no problem. Oh, just get on with it. Now you can start by cutting directly to what your listener came for. For example, after you record your nice, tight tease, show intro, your hook, and your guest introduction, you jump to, and my first question to Dr. Stacy was, what exactly is hypertension? Boom, and you're into the interview. And then for a lot of podcasters, once their interview is done, they say, thanks. What's your website? Okay, bye. Recording your tail after your interview allows you to recount what just happened. You can formulate the takeaways better and provide the next step for your listener. This creates more value for your audience, plus it provides some structure for your show. You're taking care of your listener, which adds to your know, like, and trust factor. Want to sound more like a pro? Record your top and tail after you record your interview. And I hope that's just the tip you need. If you want to know the template for the perfect guest intro, listen to my most popular episode to date, How to Properly Introduce Your Podcast Guest. It's episode 40. I've linked to it in the show notes. Just scroll down into your podcast player to see it. You'll also find another tool on how to execute this top and tail technique, and I talk about this in episode 10. Should you script your podcast? Again, the link is in the show notes. Remember, these are only 5-minute episodes and maybe 3.5 if you listen to it on 1.5 speed. And I'm going to throw in one more resource for you. It's a free 15-minute coaching call. Just you and me talking about your show. We can listen to one of your guest intros together and let's see if we can improve it. I love these coaching calls. I probably get just as much out of them as you do. So book one, damn it. Don't deprive me. Book your free 15-minute coaching call at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walburn. See ya.